Welcome to another episode of Kingsville TV, and today we got a special guest in the building. Muse Theartist is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Muse?
What's going down? What's going down, Kingsville TV? What's happening, my G?
Alright, I'm alright. How you been, man?
Everything has been lovely. Everything been super duper.
It's been a minute. What you been up to, man?
Been a long while, man. I've been up to a whole hell of a lot of things. As you can see, we in my new studio.
Okay.
New releases happening. New releases coming forward. Other than that, just being a dad, being a son, being a brother. Just chilling, man. Just chilling.
So how's it like being a father and pursuing the rap music? How's it like?
I think it's really not that difficult, man. I'm not one of those kind of rappers that uses a lot of profane language. So I think in terms of my daughter being able to listen to my music right now, as she's like 9 years old, I don't think it's not too big of a deal for me right now. Timing and the scheduling of studio time, also not too big of a deal at the present moment. But like when school's open and things, and I'm doing the up and down, and that becomes a little bit of a challenge. But it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
And like, take us a bit back. What made you get into like hip hop?
Hey man, it's even in my bio. I was, I think, 10 years old or 11 years old. My brother used to DJ when he was in high school and when he went into like university and stuff. And he had just started his freshman year of university, so he left his crates and his decks in his room. So I went into his room, started digging through the crate, pulled out Nas, Street Dreams, and I just started banging. And I was like, yeah. But I mean, like, my upbringing wasn't like completely hip hop. It was more of a mixed collage of music. It was like Motown. It was, jazz, R&B, classic rock, punk rock, metal rock. A whole bunch of different types of music. And from that, I was just like, I want to be an entertainer more than I want to be a rapper. So I don't feel like I'm a rapper. I'm more of an MC. I'm always saying I'm an artist or I'm an MC. So I'm not a rapper. I've never been a rapper.
And people always like want to know, like, yo, Muse is always speaking with an accent. Like, what's the story behind the accent?
Though the accent is simple, man. I left Zim when I was 6 years old, and I grew up in Pennsylvania. That's it, man. I spent my whole life in the States, so that's the accent. So it's not like I'm trying to be like those St. Patrick's kids from H-Town that come out and be like, nah, this is all genuine. It's all me, my G. It's all me.
So like, what did you learn when you were back in the States?
I did multimedia, web design. I wanted to go into, and I did culinary arts, but I wanted to take it further and do a professional course. But I didn't have the time. But I've got like basically a certificate level in culinary arts. Man, cooking is a super duper passion of mine. I love cooking.
And since you're in the States, right? What's the difference between like the hip hop culture in the States and the hip hop culture like now since you're in Zim? Can you like?
It's worlds apart. It's worlds apart. I think it's because in the States it's deep rooted in like musical culture, and here it's more seen as like a fashion kind of thing. It hasn't really made its stamp yet to say, all right, hip hop is a music genre here in Zimbabwe yet. I think I've said this. I've had this conversation a couple times. We are going through what SA went through, say, like 10 years ago. We're still waiting for corporates to jump in and make the hip hop scene popular for us instead of the other way around. I mean, we're living in a time now where we're basically our own companies. Each and every one of us is our own company. We don't really need to wait for the companies or the corporate world to jump in and say, all right, we're going to do this for you, we're going to do that for you. Because let's face the facts, we are not, Zimbabwe's music industry is revolved around, let's call it old school music, the Sanguras and the Simon Chumbetus and those, and that's the style of music that's deep seated here in Zim right now, and ever since I've started rapping here. So that's where it is, and that's the kind of the biggest hurdle that hip hop has to get over. We are also a contributing genre when it comes to music. So I think once we understand that as artists ourselves, then I think it'll be easier to push.
In terms of your rap style, like most of the people say, if you rap in English, that means you won't penetrate the market. So you have to change and start rapping in Vietnam.
I will never, ever, personally, I won't rap in Vernac because I don't want to butcher my mom's language. You know what I'm saying? I've got a very good understanding of Ndebele. I'm learning Shona, but it won't sound right for me. It won't sound right. It'll sound forced, and I think that's a very important thing when one is coming out and releasing music. Does what you're performing behind the microphone sound nice? Does it sound right for your vocal, for your voice? And if I'm out here and I'm just going through the motions, what I'm saying behind that is not going to carry any weight. So I don't think me rapping in English or Kill 'Em All rapping in Shona and King Rodney rapping in Ndebele language is not the issue. It's never been the issue. It'll never be the issue. The issue is the corporates behind making the movement viable to everybody else has to see the value in what we're bringing in. We are a culture. We are showing. We're fashion. We're art. We're not art in music in the music sense. We're talking now like graffiti. We're talking now dance. We're talking now theater, acting. Because when we're on stage, it's a show. You know what I'm saying? And there's big value in that. And I hate the fact that the powers that be always have a go-to. You know what I'm saying? When in terms of live performances, because in as much as whatever act is popping will be popping at that particular time, doesn't necessarily make them the correct choice for the stage. Because you'll find, I was having this conversation yesterday. A lot of acts are more studio acts as opposed to live performance acts, and you'll find that their song may be fire, super fire, but they don't know how to translate that into a live performance, and it kind of takes away from them as an artist, because now they're being forced to do something that they're really not that comfortable in doing in the first place. So I mean, they would rather be in the studio, they would rather do a music video and do it like that, but now come get in front of an audience where people are now interacting with you. That's a whole different animal, Chief. A whole different animal.
But then someone would argue and say, like, you rap in English, right? But the audience, the populace in Zimbabwe mostly understand Vernac music.
That's rubbish, man.
E.g., maybe if you go to perform in Makokova or go perform in Plumtree, etc.
I performed in Harare, and I was received extremely well. They knew about 100 bars before I even got there. And the crowd that I was performing for at that time, it was my very first trip up when I did my first radio tour. I think it was for Bad Habit, and yeah, it was for the Bad Habit and that publicizing of that song. I got there. There was a show. I was called in for it, and I was like, okay, cool, let's get it done. I got on stage wearing my flag and all, and people are already shouting 100 bars, 100 bars, and I proceeded into the song, and people were singing it word for word. I'll bring it back home. Past the mic tour. A lot of cats came from the hood to, I think it was BAC. Same thing. I walked in the building, 100 bars, 100 bars, and I was like, okay. Ghetto to ghetto tour. This is now where we're going into. Same thing. We did Get Loose with ASAP. Word for word, people were singing the song, word for word. If the crowd likes the song, they will learn the lyrics. There's no, hey, wah, 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 wah. Me and Takura, I'm a Takura fan. I'm gonna say it like that. I am a Takura fan. He dropped his Somebody Had to Do It, and I'm singing the words to his songs. So I mean, he sings in predominantly Shona. So I mean, if you like the song, bro, you're gonna learn the words. And there's no, hey, the guys don't understand. Some people won't. Maybe they don't, but they'll be singing the words. Maybe you're talking on a stage of like, all right, connecting with me on that level to say it's a personal thing and understanding what I'm saying. But 9 times out of 10, music is all about feeling in the first place. It's not, if you're doing this when the song is playing, you're feeling the song, bro. And that's what music is all about. It's all about feeling for me, man.
You're hearing from the man himself, Muse Theartist, Muse man, dropping some knowledge. It's not about the language, it's all about the music, man. You're hearing it live and direct from Kingsville TV. Yeah, man. So, are you getting like enough airplay for your projects, and what can you say, or what advice can you give to an up-and-coming artist who wants to rap either in vernac or in English? What advice would you give them?
Man, if you're versatile enough to do both, go for it. If you're more comfortable doing one or the other, do that. I'm not gonna say do one or the other. I want every artist should be comfortable in their own skin first and foremost, and that's what's gonna make you stand out from the rest of the cats that are doing whatever they're doing. I mean, when you're comfortable and you're coming through and you're spitting your bars and you're spitting your fire in whatever language you're spitting it in, it's gonna translate to the listener. They're gonna be like, man, this guy's confident, this guy knows what he's talking about, his bars are sick. Not now, like this thing that just came out now, the trend that this video that's, I am the GOAT. Nah. What is that? No, don't do that. Don't do that. Do what makes you first comfortable. Do what you like first, and then attack it with everything that you got. And then I think that'd be the best advice. Do what you like. Do what you like.
And in terms like of airplay,
airplay. Myself personally, I'm at the stage where now I'm really not looking for too much airplay. I'm looking now for releasing videos and getting video content out more than I am at radio airplay. Radio airplay is a big factor in the music game. I'm privileged enough to have made an impression on the radio presenter community when I've gone and done my interviews with like Power FM, ZFM, Skies, the whole bag. That when I do release something, they do play it. I feel because of the things that we were talking about, like no, maybe because he's rapping in English and this and this and this or whatnot, they won't play it as much. And then they kind of run to this thing where you have to do all this groundwork, like it's super important to get all your fans to listen to the radio and things, and they gotta get your fans to vote. You know how annoying it is to be sending broadcasts to people every single day? I mean, I'm an established enough artist where, I'll jump on Twitter, people will respond like the first week. they'll come in their numbers the first week. But I mean, if you're doing this week in, week out, they're gonna be like, no, we get it. You want to be wow, but now it takes away from the shine of the song. It takes away from that luster. You know what I'm saying? To say, all right, this is my new jam. Boom. The first week is cool, but now we can't be out here just in people's DMs and inboxes all day long. Ain't nobody got that time. Ain't nobody got that time, bro. And I like what Thorne does on the Rap Lab, and he says, you know, the only voting that counts is during the show. So I mean that now we can kind of gather the fan base with like the true listeners and say, all right, guys, I just need an hour of your day once a week. Kick your votes in, as opposed to you guys gotta go out there and get your fans. Nah, man, nah. My fan base already loves my music. They do. They will vote for me, but I'm not gonna drill them to be voting all the time. I'm over that. I think now what will get the song to become that number one or that top 10 or top 5 or whatever the case may be is the publicizing of the track, the rollout. If you got a dope rollout, like a lot of the bigger artists in the country, like your Amara Browns and your Takuras and your Job Praises and your Winkies, and you know those guys, they've got the rollout for their singles or their complete projects that make you wanna be anxious to listen to it. And then when you listen to it, obviously they've collected the fan base. Doing that gives it that thing.
And in terms of Zim Hip Hop, I don't know, what's your take on the landscape of Zim Hip Hop right now, currently?
Like I said, man, we're going through what SA went through about 10 years ago, man. We're still climbing up the mountain. I think we're like level 1-ish, you know. Corporates are like, all right, these guys are doing okay, you know. There's some independent guys that have decided to come in and, you know, host a few lives here and there. It's getting there, but it's not there. It's not I don't feel like it's a genre yet, because whoever is at the top is just like, man, you guys are clowns, you're playing games. Let's go this way and play with dance hall and whatnot. But I don't know.
And in terms of generating revenue, do you feel you can generate revenue at the present moment
within the country?
Hip hop music, yes, within the country.
No. No one is making money off of hip hop from within Zimbabwe unless they're being backed.
Okay.
If they're being backed, that means that they've got the resource, the financial resource to hire in the power players within the industry to make the moves where they can now be in front of people or in front of a camera. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry can, within the country, is trying to make money within the country and say, I know I'm making money off of shows and what. They lying. They are lying. They are lying. For whoever it is, they are lying. They are not making money. Because if we were all making money from every show that we were doing, and I'm not talking about like this I'm gonna eco cash you wah. No, I'm talking about, all right, the moment you walk into the building, you're getting your X amount of US dollars. I'm talking like US, you know, hard greenbacks, OBZs, you know what I'm saying? Every show, if it's like that, and then we're getting a reasonable performance fee. Like, I know some cats say they charging 500 US, and some other cats are saying we're charging $1,000 or whatever the case may be. If we're getting those figures, it should show. It should show. And your grant should be growing bigger by the day, by the second. And they're lying because they are not getting those figures. They are not getting paid. We are all on the same level. All of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, apart from like a Takura where, you know, some guy saw him and said, oh, this guy is dope. I'm going to back him up. Hey, dude, there's a car. Hey, there's a crib. We're going to put you in a house. No one's going to see you for a year. We're going to build some anticipation for you. And that's exactly what happened to him. Exactly what happened to Winky. Exactly what happened to Job Praises. So Anybody else that's not in that circle where there's a lot of money behind you, you're lying. You ain't got no money. You ain't making no money to say that my brand is like this. You might be doing shows, you might be doing this, you might be doing that, but you ain't got no money. Nothing.
So how can we get like the corporates to fund Zim Hip Hop and maybe get the artists to generate a bit of revenue for themselves?
I think, like the other thing I was saying, we are basically brands on ourselves. As we stand like this, we are brands. Let's stop looking at forcing the business community to do the work for us. Let's use the venues that we have. We are brands on our own. We can jump on social media, learn the skills that we need to in order to pop. Let's go the internet route. We are living in a great time right now. We don't need record labels or whatnot. We've got access. We've got so much access. It's not the 90s. It's not the 80s anymore. You know what I'm saying? We've got so much access to the music industry. And a lot of us have, access to studios, or we have our own studios. You know what I'm saying? We need to capitalize on that. I was watching a live the other day stating exactly that. I mean, we seem to overlook the fact that we have everything that we need already. If we just take the time to just, strategize properly, all right, this is how I'm going to do this is how I'm going to do that, it's going to, allow us that growth that's going to get the attention of whoever it is. I think the route now, I'm just going to talk personally. My personal route is I'm not concerned about anybody anymore. I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to do it at my pace gradually. I'm staying in my lane. I'm going to make the music that I like. I'm going to go online. I'm going to do all my studying. I'm going to do all my rollouts. I'm going to study on rollouts. I'm going to study on brand management and, I'm going to clean up my brand again. And I'm going to make myself such a dominant presence, not here. I don't care about here. I don't care about the ground, because the ground ain't paying nothing. It's not paying me anything. Even if you call me out and say, all right, Muse, come and perform, I'm going to come out, I'm going to do it for free. Just because I need the camera, distance. Get a few pictures. Oh, Muse was on stage. Muse is doing this. But I'm not out here looking to say, all right, well, guys, pay me so much, because I know it's going to be a huge hassle to get the money out in the first place. It's going to be like, no, we can't afford to pay you this because of wah, 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 wah. The only reason why you can't afford to pay me that is because you're not putting me out in front of the people enough. You guys, you have every single piece of power in your hands to put every single act in Bulawayo, or every single put together act. There's a lot of put together acts. Let's differentiate that. We're not just acts. Some of us are well put together. Others are not. The ones that are should be getting attention from the powers that be and being put on those platforms and say, all right, guys, come through and perform. If it was like that and they were saying, all right, this is how we're going to compensate you, and maybe there was some sort of package, doesn't necessarily have to be making me rich, you know what I'm saying? But it's got to be worthwhile. And like I said, half of the time you guys see me perform, I'm doing it because I'm seeing the bigger picture. Because tomorrow, when they say, where have you performed, and I'm performing at a BAA award ceremony, people are going to be like, damn. They're going to see me, performing at, no, I don't want to be performing everywhere. I want to be performing on big stages, you know what I'm saying? That's when your Harares or your essays or your Londons are going to start coming in and saying, all right, we want to book this guy to come over here and do this and this and this and this, when you're on the right stage.
That's what's up. You're hearing from the man himself, Muse Theartist. So, my man, where can they get you on your socials, man? Can you just give the people your social media pages and where they can get you, or if they want to come and record, how can they get some features from you?
Yeah, man. I'm not doing any features anymore. I'm done. If I'm going to do a feature, it's going to be difficult, man. It's going to be real difficult to get me on a feature. If you really want me on a feature, you're going to really have to make it worth my while. My social media is Muse Theartist on every single platform. Just look for my face. Yeah, it's Muse Theartist
And
everywhere.
any new projects coming out in closing?
Yeah, we got something in the works. I just dropped I'm Done. I've got 2 more singles that I'm gonna be dropping this year. Just be on the lookout. Keep an eye on the social media. You will see the rollout done professionally. I'll show you guys how it's done this year.
That's what's up, Kingsville TV, Muse Theartist, we out. Blah.